There's a few tips for when you are creating your NKBA floor plan and your NKBA guideline check plan. One, the easiest way to create your floor plans that everything shows is to actually use that AutoCAD plan that you brought in. So you should have it on its own tag. So that way you can hide it, show it, all of that as you need to. You'll come up and you'll just have one model. I have a couple going on, but click on one of those outside door swings when it's turned on. And then I would suggest copying it. So you're going to hit the move tool and hit control, and a little plus sign will appear, and that will let you make a copy of it and move it over. So that will give you a clean plan that shows the door swings, the fireplace, all of that. You'll then want to come in, and I'll show you down here where I've already done it, and add in all the cabinets lines, so uppers and lowers, um, your openings for like your dishwasher, where your cooktop is going. Go ahead and add a dividing line in the windows so those look right. So basically just make it look like a finished floor plan. Then you're going to want to go ahead and you'll want to add a scene. So you'll go through your steps in that just as a reminder. If you go to view, animation, add scene, that will add a new scene. And I would highly recommend, or you'll need to do one for the floor plan, which is basically what I mentioned before. Go ahead and kind of zoom in on that. And then you're also going to want to do one for your guideline check. So it's going to be your floor plan again, but this is where you're going to add in your clear floor spaces, your triangle as that goes through. So once you have that done, and again, make sure you'll right click and update each scene that you make changes to, and then you'll need to save it, save your entire file. Once you've done that, you can go, let me see if it'll let me show it, to send to layout. Okay, so it's going to open up layout and it will pop up, choose a template. You want to choose a title block template. All right, and there's several different styles. So you can take a look and see what you prefer as you go through. There's traditional, there's simple, all of that. You should be able to fit it. We'll do a 1/4 inch. Let's try letter. I know it will work on the tabloid landscape. Let's try letter landscape and see if that'll work as it comes in. And it should come in, I believe it will come in the the last one that you had open. So we're going to go ahead and we'll click around till it chooses the image. Right here it says SketchUp model. It's going to tell you which scene it is. So you can use that drop down to change it around. And you can also set the scale. So let's put it at 1/4 inch. Yes, and that will fit. So then I'll just move it up. You want to leave room for a drawing ID underneath it. You'll see it'll automatically check preserve scale. So you're good to go with that. Now you can come in and you can do the dimensioning. So let's actually go ahead and add a page. So go under pages, add a new page. Again, these are in your layout modules. We're going to rename this one to NKBA floor plan. And then we're going to do file, insert. And you're actually going to look for your layout, or not your layout, your SketchUp file. So the Serenbe Kitchen is the one that I'm working on. It's going to, again, come into that same, the last image you had open. So I'm going to go back up here to SketchUp model, and under viewport scene, I'm now going to change this one to my floor plan. You will have to update your scale each time. So 1/4 inch. And if it cuts out like that, it's not a big deal. I'm just going to enlarge my viewport so that it shows everything. And then I'll move it up so that, again, I have room for what I need to. Okay, so now we have this and we can start dimensioning. Couple things. So make sure you're using the NKBA drawing format PowerPoint to go through it. It will tell you kind of what goes on each stringer as we go through. So if you will choose the dimension tool and then come down to dimension style, there's a couple of things here that we're going to change to make it work. So for NKBA standards, it should be in inches. So architectural is always going to show feet and inches. If you go to fractional inches, it's only going to show inches. So for instance, if I just real quick kind of show you, see it's doing it in inches. The other thing you want to do is precision. You don't want it to 1/64 inch. Go ahead and do it just to a 1 inch precision. It's going to make it much cleaner as it goes through. Okay. And then these right here will tell you kind of where the lines are located. And these will be important for some of them as you, especially, and I'll show you in this short one right here. You want to make sure you're using inside corners. So I'll come up. The first stringer is going to go from edges of walls to edges of openings or doors as it goes through. So you can see that this one is over to the right side. That's going to cause an issue as I continue on. When I come down to my dimension style and click on above, it will move it over and then I can continue with my dimensioning. You do want to make sure that you're close enough. Whoops, that was the line tool. For some reason, I don't know, I'm always choosing the pencil tool instead of dimensions. I think because when you're drawing right here, it shows a pencil, so that confuses me. But make sure that everything is lining up so that it's one straight line as you go through it. Okay, so you'll do that all the way across. Again, make sure you're starting and stopping on the same point so that everything adds up as it should. So we're going to come over and I'm actually going to come to the inside corner of this one. There we go. Okay, so that's our first one. Now the second one, you need to do the center line of your openings where your appliances are. So refrigerator, cooktop, dishwasher. And to indicate where the center line is, you're going to come down here to scrapbooks. And there's different one. Any of these title block ones, whether it's simple, plain, elegant, etc., you're going to click on that. And then when you click on it, there'll be different ones that open. So there's a drafting symbols 1, drafting symbols 2, etc. On one of them, there's going to be a center line tool, and it's very hard to see it right here because it's small. But we're going to take it. Make sure you're on your arrow selection. I'm going to select this and bring it over here. You can see it a little better here, and it'll place for center line. Now to make sure that you're on the center line, you can actually use your line tool to draw a line. Come back, it'll hit the midpoint for you. Make sure that you are going straight up. Should have zoomed in. For this one, I'll just go to the line that's above it. And then I can move my center line so that it matches it right there. Okay. So then your next row of dimensions is going to come from the edge to the center line of your appliances, and you'll bring that above. And then same thing, center line to the edge. Okay. So you'll do the same thing for here. You can rotate this, so you'll need to do that. And I would recommend pulling your dimensions first. And this one is, again, sorry, I'm using the pencil. Um, pull your dimensions first so you can see which way they're facing. And then you can come in and there, if you zoom in, and I apologize, I do not, there we go. I don't have my mouse. But come in and there will be a rotate. There we go, right there. So you're going to rotate it so that it matches up the same direction as your dimensions as you go through. All right, so you'll do that for your floor plan. And then on your guideline check plan, and make sure you rename your things so you can find them easily. This one, you're just going to dimension your clear guideline spaces so that we can clearly see that you have everything you need as you go through. So you're just going to pull those out, and your aisleways right here. So these should be at least 48 inches to match your NKBA space planning guidelines. So you'll just dimension each space, clear space in front of the workspaces and the aisleways.